Lottoriddles reach. This is sharp. Come take a seat. Lottoriddles reach. This is Charmace Santier. Santillier. Alright, we stop playing. And this is finally, I've been meaning to get to this forever. This is finally my Japanese U theory. The Japanese U. And basically, the U is like a quadruple entendre, maybe more than that. But I've been working on this theory for over a year. Oh yeah, we at the boundaries with this, because it's, y'all gotta bear with me. I've been just trying to work this forge, man. I've been trying to work this forge. But this is what I believe Japan looks like. Now, I would strongly urge you to go watch my 10-10 theory, because it'll help you better understand what I'm talking about here. I explain how I believe Japan is in another world. Our world is a ring similar to Halo, but Japan is in a different ring than the world as we know it. So it's in its own little world, and so I did my best to try to showcase this. But yeah, that'll be a great prerequisite. Let me get my notes ready. Okay, so for this video, this sun, we're gonna go with this sun. It's about right. We'll say this sun's about right. If you saw my 10-10 theory, just picture that as the sun I described, and we'll leave that as respective to this. So let's look around, see what we can find. Gravity. Okay, so Singapore portal. When you go through Singapore, remember I told you you're not gonna notice these portals. You're not gonna see them. When you go through the portal in Singapore, this is where you're gonna come out. See how it's invisible now? So it's gonna appear straight to you just like gravity. But as soon as you enter this portal, you see my little portal right here, you're gonna go down, and then it's gonna appear upright to you, and the plane is just flying and flying. Look at that. And he getting you to your destination. You see, this is Japan. If you're a believer in the globe, you believe that we can be opposite each other, you know, opposite ends of the world, I guess, where gravity turns us a certain way that's different from other people. This is the same thing. Now, of course, I didn't make Japan 1-to-1 ratio, but let's look at this as like the Kansai area. This is your Osaka, your Kobe, Kyoto, kind of away from it, but the Osaka gets beamed by the sun. Osaka is around the middle. All right, and then try to do your little Hokkaidos and all of that. It's not perfect by any means, but it gets the point across. And then you're flying and it's just peering upright. So what happens is you see these narrow ends, right? The planes and the boats will never go that way. They will be beamed. They will get shot. They will get turreted. You are to comply with the rules and regulations, as with the ring I explained before. And you stay your butt in this middle in the lands you're allowed. It's like we're quarantined. It's like we're jailed. And then when you go back up and you go back up and you go back up, you enter the portal again and you back out to Singapore. You see what I'm saying? That's the Japanese U theory. The Japanese U is shaped like a U. Now, actually, it can be more vertical than this. It'll shock you. Japan, it looks, and parts of Japan is twisted as well. But for the most part, it's U-shaped. All right, it's a U. Now, you've seen like other videos, and they kind of hint at a Japanese U, and it's from a major company. They could be talking in code. I've seen a few myself. Some people know about this. All right, it's U-shaped, right? This is the kicker. It's a U-turn. So I'll go into a little history without going too deep, because I want to say that for another video. They wanted the evil powers that be. They do not want this information out. They do not want information about portals and stuff out, because that's going to protect the people. Like I say, there are places on the map you can go and disappear. Their greatest technology can't find you. And so they had to make sure one of the portals, the right 10, the minute 10, Singapore, Japan, they had to close this portal down. They could not allow it. So when they went through it, they're basically hassling the Japanese, which were back then floating islands. That's what the real countries are, floating island countries. And so, there was some resistance, but Japan eventually gave in and sold the rights. You do not sell your rights to the devil. And so it put them under gravity. So Japan is like trapped. Spirit is like Japan has to be saved. Dwindling numbers, their population, they're isolated from their entire world. This U, once you're in it, is designed to keep you in. So you're gonna do a U-turn. You try to go out these narrow ends, they beaming you out of the sky. Simple as that. So if they can keep you feeling like you're flying and land and all of this stuff, they can do this. Again, gravity and its effects, especially on the brain, you're not going to be able to realize you're twisted and upside down and all of this stuff. So with this with the way they got this U done, you won't notice that you entered another ring. You won't notice that you entered another place. It's gonna feel like the same country, the same place. This is how they do the globe. This is how they're able to make Japan seem like, it's in our world. The U keeps them right in, which Japan's ring 2, also known as deck 2 or the second deck, whatever. It's a far more peaceful place than ring 1. Ring 1 is hell. If I'm not mistaken, one of the deals made was that the Illuminati or the devils back then, they had to stay out though. Okay, we'll do this for you, but you gotta leave. So for the most part, there are no Illuminati in Japan. You see, you get my drift. They can't be here. Not saying it's impossible, but for the most part, they can't be here. Where was I going with that? Okay, so we have. Okay, let me explain this. Japan is on the ceiling. When I talk about ring 1 in our world, we're on the floor. It's a lot of sky. If you ever been to Japan, you'll feel like it's very overcasty, and you'll feel like if you pay attention, it's different. You see what I'm saying? You're closer to the sun in Japan. With Japan and let me give y'all some more visual. It's hard to talk into this. With Japan and Hawaii, they are upside down. So in ring 1, if you're in Singapore, your head is pointing towards their head. This U is actually upside down. I mean, you can do so much stuff with gravity. But yeah, just like opposite, the complete opposite of a globe, how your feet would be basically pointing to, if you dug through the earth, the other land opposite of you. Well, with this, Japan and Hawaii, they're upside down to ring 1. So head to head, basically. Think of head to head, completely upside down. So what are the entundras? We have ring. We have the Japan U because it's shaped like a U. All right. It's a U-turn. It's meant for you to enter, stay along their path, and they're going to make sure you stay along their path. They're bullies, but they going to fall anyway. Don't sweat it. They're going to fall. It's going to keep you in ring 1. It's the U-turn. You're only in ring 2, stuck in the Japan. Japan is basically boat islands. With gravitational manipulation, you see this. I tried to make the best water I can. Look, I'm still learning forward. Give my forward your break. All right. It's here for me to use, though. This is water, if you can tell. All right. So gravity can bend this water. It's bending this water. You see it? Gravity bends the water. They can bend it at will. There's some things I'm going to explain back in ring 1 that they've done that I haven't heard anybody say yet. But basically in the sky, straight out of this portal right here, water is gravitationally bent, and it keeps the islands of Japan floating in it like boats. They're like stone boats floating in this manipulated water. It's hard to fathom because it's so big and you can't see it. It's so massive. It's hard to fathom being able to control a mass of water so huge and being able to control land in itself. You see what I'm talking about? So as long as you can't fathom that, the devil still win. All right. So it's shaped like a U. It's a U-turn, and it's to keep the third entendre. It's to keep you in ring 1. In ring 1, quarantine, the 9, the 12, the 3. If you watched my 10-10 theory, they got us hindered. They got us downbeat. They got us, man, basically. And so it's to keep you in their grasp. We're stuck. We're trapped. And it's hard breaking away from their grasp. So it's to keep you in ring 1. As soon as you hit this portal, you back in ring 1, the first world. Main deck. The fourth entendre with you, and I'm pretty sure that there are far more entendres to this. The fourth entendre is that gravitational manipulation, the technology itself is magnetism. All of this is magnetism. I just wanted to get y'all. We're going to talk about this over here. We're going to talk about this over here. Just hold on a second. Wait. Why y'all in a rush? I'm going to get to that. Hold up. Well, come on back over here. All right. Good. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So it's all magnetism. Don't believe in their theories of what gravity is. Gravity. Look, it's complete BS. It's all lies. All right. It's magnetism. Now notice, if you think of the poster child, we'll say the poster face of magnetism, it's a U. It's that if you can think of the Indianapolis Colts logo, it's that horseshoe looking thing. It can be, you've seen it before. It's like it can be red. Magnets can be any color, but like in the cartoons, they have it red with the like yellow tips. In many subliminals, in many video games, in many movies, when there's gravity or a hint at gravity, they use that picture. They use that symbol a lot. So when I see that horseshoe-like symbol of a magnet, I'm like, okay, what are they doing? They manipulating something. So it's under magnetism. That's what gravitational technology is for the most part. And again, the poster child of that is that little horseshoe metallic thing. I forgot what you call it besides a magnet. So I done already explained a lot of points. This is definitely going to be a 2-part at least video because I want to explain something else. But I got the bases out. A lot of stuff I explained was right over here. Okay, look. So these are the pipes. We live in ring pipes. Believe it or not, these are actually transparent. Now, honestly, I get transparent and translucent mixed up a lot. But I think it's transparent. And there are 2. These supposed to be connected, by the way. Just connect the pipes. And they're a circle. Again, my 10-10 theory would be something great. A great prerequisite. But for those who didn't, I'm trying to do my best to explain to you. I wanted to give y'all a hint about something. I'm not gonna do it. All right. So you got ring 1 and ring. Well, this is ring 1, the bottom, and ring 2. And again, they're inverse each other, so they're head to head, basically. And then if you saw my video, I had Hawaii looking like this. Hawaii is on deck 3, but it shares the same things as level 2 with Japan. So let's cut these pipes in half to give a better idea of what it is, and that's this right here. So we got Hawaii and we got the Japan ring. I told you they share suns. Hawaii and Japan share suns. Now think of this as a full pipe. We just got it open to prove a point. Japan, you're standing upside down. You go through the portal to ring 1. They can look at you from the head and you can look at them just like that. Well, you can't, but just to give you an idea of how gravity is, not to over explain it. Let's move on. But yeah, this is why I created this little thing over there. This portal right here is that portal right here. See, and you go through your U. Hawaii, the people are on this bottom half and their head is pointing this way to the bottom. I know that's kind of hard to figure out, to fathom, but they're standing right here, feet, lower torso, upper torso, head. It's like that. But of course, it's respective to you depending on where you are. If you are in Japan, hey, they upside down. Hey, that's how I look at it. All right. So yeah, I've been working on this for over a year, and okay, that's a good time. The spirit letting me know I can move on. So I pretty much got the concept out. I tried to do them little islands right there, but there's something crazy I want to show y'all. So after well, I'll say stick around towards the end of this video and I'll show you something. I want to show you my journey to finding this out a little bit and some of the things I saw. But for part 2, what could this be? It's time to get into some of the celestial islands. What could this be? All right, look at this. So if you were able to get outside of the Japanese U, if you were able to get outside the trap, say you escape the narrow ends, which intelligence, military, they can all get the secret flight plans to do that. But if you do, you're going to come outside of this gravitational hindrance, because that's what it is, and you'll be floating. And what you'll realize is that our reality, our omnidirectional reality, is anti-gravity. So when you go exploring, there's something very near Japan. All right. You see this? There's an island country, a floating island country, very near Japan. They are not under gravity for the best of my ability. I'm still researching. I'm still learning too. But I'm in my mid-30s, all right? So if you're around my age or older, you saw this place many, many, many times. They've thrown it in your face many, 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 many times. And the only other hint I'll give you is think Japan. So I don't think I showed y'all the other side. Oh, my alarm went off a while ago. It's just a different way of looking at it. Try to do the portal the best way I can. I think it's decent. But yeah, this is Japan. I lived in Japan, a little over 9 months. It's my favorite country. It's my favorite place, but they have to be freed from this. The devil's time is up. They got to let it go. They have to let this go because, another thing is there are almost no natural disasters. There's no natural disaster that I've come across so far. So if Japan is known for its so-called, and that's a psyop term in itself, natural disaster, no, they're being bullied. They play with the oceans over here. All right. Now, as for the natural disasters, that's for a whole nother video. I can get deep into it. But just know when things go bad here, it's induced. Somebody's doing that. They love playing with the oceans and messing with the gravity here. All right. And so we gotta do something about this, because their numbers are dwindling as a culture, and there's even more to that they don't tell you about. All they tell you is they ain't having enough sex. No, but it's more to that. So, not to make this video too long, we're gonna go into some other stuff later. I got so much I've been working on, like nonstop. It's like, hey, enjoy the show. You'll probably learn more here than that you have in a lot of places. And I'm not gonna shade grade school, but just stick around. There's some more things I want to get to. But come back and see me. Come back and see me.